So the next piece that I'm going to show you guys how to draw is a truck. I've done a few of these now, and I've had the last couple be kind of girly, so I thought I'd throw something in there that the guys could enjoy. And it is inspired by one of my son's favorite books. It's called The Little Blue Truck, and we read it almost every night. And it is written by Alice Schertle and illustrated by Jill McElmurray. And I am just in awe of these beautiful illustrations that is prevalent throughout the book. I just love that you can see the entire story. You could look at this book and you could read the book without words because the illustrator is so expressive and so detailed. It's beautifully drawn and painted. There's lots of texture and details. I just love it. And so I'm going to show you guys how to draw your own version of your little blue truck. You can make it whatever type of truck. It doesn't have to be blue, but I'm going to show you guys how to draw your little truck today. And this is kind of the perspective that we're going to be looking from. And as you can see, mine is slightly different, and that's okay. I always tell my students that you just need to do your best, and that's fine. And as we go along, you can make your own artist choices, as I did, because it's not exactly the same. I do recommend you starting with a pencil. I just picked up a crown, but we're going to start with the pencil. And what I started with is 2 circle shapes for the tires. In the one that I did mine fairly large and pretty close together. I only had about 1 tire space in between. This, I spread it out a little bit farther, and that's fine. So I'm going to do my tire shapes. And what I'm going to do next is add the fenders, and for that I'm going to draw from one side. I'm going to draw a curve that goes a little bit farther away from the tire, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the front tire, and it's going to look like almost like eyes right now, like an eye and an eyelid or an eyebrow, or even like number 6s. That's a good one too. So on this back tire, at the end of your curve, about halfway down, you're just gonna flatten that out by drawing a diagonal line that touches the tire. From here, from this little corner, and from this one up here, you're just gonna draw 2 horizontal lines that touch the first circle. And that's the little step on the little blue truck, or whatever kind of truck that you're drawing. So to create a shape from this, you're just going to close that shape right there. And if it doesn't go over your tire, that's fine. If your tire sticks out, that's okay. If you want it to cover it, that's fine too. All up to you. Next is going to be the front of the truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw from this edge. I'm going to draw a short diagonal line up and over. That diagonal line is going to go up and over. It's going to be fairly short. And in the middle of that, this is kind of hard to do it. You don't want to do this. What we're about to draw is the grill of the little blue truck, and it'll be very easy to do it sideways because your line is slanted, so it's natural to want to draw it sideways, but that is not what you need to do. You need to try to keep it vertical. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to draw this tall, skinny rainbow curve. And you need to make sure the 2 sides of the rainbow are vertical. They are not slanting back. They are vertical. And this is the grill of the truck, so you can add some vertical lines in it. Awesome. Next, you're going to draw the hood of the little blue truck. So you can do a diagonal line like I just did, or you can do a horizontal line. Either way. But this line needs to go probably about as far back as the back edge of your front tire. So this is the back edge of my front tire, and if I were to draw this imaginary line, I probably need to bring it back about right there. Okay, so back to the front of the truck, I'm going to turn this line into an oval, and that's going to be the front bumper. I hope I'm using the right terminology for the truck. I'm not a car expert by any means. For the headlights, that's the little eyes of our little blue truck. It's gonna be a little circle here and a little circle here. Notice if I were to draw a line through it, it would be on this, it would create a diagonal line, just the same as the front bumper. This is a diagonal line, and if I were to draw a line through there, it would also be diagonal. Now to finish the front off, you just want to draw a line from the edge, bottom edge of the front headlight to the bumper. And you can leave it that way, or you can draw a little line back there to connect. Your choice. On mine, right here, I did, and it was shorter, and that's okay. So you can go ahead and draw a little smaller little circle in the headlights to show that your little blue truck has some little eyeballs. Create some personification in our little truck. I'm gonna go ahead and add a smaller circle inside my tires to create the difference in the wheel and the tire. And now the cab of the truck, where people sit, which there are no people in the little blue truck book, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is, it is basically a square or rectangular shape. So I'm gonna start by drawing a line. Actually, I was gonna do it vertical, but I'm gonna slant it back slightly. Slightly slanted line. Then from the corner here and the corner here, both from that slanted line, you're gonna make two parallel lines. It almost looks like you're making a backwards uppercase E. You could put a line right there and it would be a backwards E, but you're not going to. We're going to close this and turn it into this square or rectangle shape. And this is the front windshield. The front windshield of our little blue truck. So right beside it, you are going to draw the window on the cab of the cab of the passenger side. So it's a rectangle. It needs to be about the same height as the windshield you just drew. So if you take your finger, you want to make sure that they are about the same size. Mine over here, this one's a little smaller, this one's a little larger. That's okay, just try your best. Now there's this little chunk of space. You're going to add a little triangle, and that's just part of the window. Underneath those two shapes, the square or the rectangle and the triangle, you're going to put a horizontal line. And I'm going to make this big U shape, and that's going to represent the door, because in the little blue truck story, the door is U-shaped. However, if you want to make it square, you are welcome to do that. I think it's just kind of cuter that way. I'm going to just add a little handle and add a little mirror. And the mirror I did on this one, I did them round. but I just made that one a rectangle or a square. Now, we are not finished, but we are getting real close. We're about to close the cab of the truck in by just kind of rounding the top out and down. I just made this curved line from the windshield around to the bottom of the window, the passenger window. So close, you're done with the cab. I'm gonna add a few little lines right here to make it look like it's glass and it's reflecting light and color. Next, we're going to, from right here, from the same area that the window, the bottom of the window is, you're going to draw a horizontal line back for the bed of the truck. It needs to go over the back tire for sure. Over the back tire. Then create a vertical line that moves down. And you're going to connect that using another horizontal line that connects to the tire. A couple more steps and we're done. So notice the slant that you used on the windshield. It is pretty close to matching that slant we used for the bumper, as well as that imaginary slant for the headlights. We're going to use that same slant for the bed of the truck. If you were to take a highlighter and highlight those slanted lines, they should be what's called parallel, or close to it at least. So once you have that line drawn, you're just going to draw your final horizontal line, and you can draw something inside there if you want, or if you want to kind of finish that off by showing the inside, I'm just going to add a little vertical on there. And you can add a back bumper if you want. You can add a muffler with some smoke coming out, and you can add whatever decorations you want, but that is how you draw your little blue truck. I added a road and a pond with a duck and mountains and the sun, and I did trace it with a black ground and then colored it. You can make your little truck a rainbow truck. It can be whatever you want it to be. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to draw your little blue truck. And I encourage you to try to go pick up a copy of the little blue truck. Maybe you can check it out from your library or get your parents to order it off Amazon. But it's a really cute book. I really, really enjoyed it.